So, it's now down to this. Super Bowl 54. And this is definitely a matchup I was not expecting when I first made my playoff predictions. As you all remember, I picked it would be in the 49ers and Ravens, but the Ravens decided to choke and get one and done by the Titans. So, this year's Super Bowl matchup, the 49ers and Chiefs. This is the first time they've ever played each other in the Super Bowl, and of course everyone's saying it's the Red Bowl and all that crap. There actually is some connections between these two teams, especially with Chiefs always getting 49ers quarterbacks, remember, historically. So they do have some sort of connection, so that could make it pretty interesting. But before I get to my picks, how did these teams get here? Well, we start off with our away team, the 49ers. Of course, they destroyed the Vikings to get into the NFC Championship for the first time since 2013. And then they destroyed the Packers to make it to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2012. That was a really impressive job they did, as they are in the Super Bowl, like I said, for the first time since 2012. And they are trying to get their first title since 1994. And if they win, they would tie the Steelers and Patriots for the most Super Bowls, although they would still be long, long way away from tying the Packers for the most titles. They got freaking 13 of them, remember. Meanwhile, on the AFC side, it's the Chiefs. As, wow, they got lucky. One, the Ravens losing, that helped out a lot. But more importantly, they are pretty lucky in the playoffs if you think about it. They were down 24-0 to the Texans, and yet they ended up winning in a blowout. Then they were down 10-0, 17-7 to the Titans, which I figured when the Titans were up quickly 10-0 and 17-7, like, oh god, the Chiefs are the Titans are going to run away with this like they did against the Patriots and Ravens. But the Chiefs did something that the Patriots and Ravens just couldn't do. Not only did they came back, they pretty much dominated the Titans afterwards. They completely shut down that running game with Derrick Henry, and they did a really good job in that. And with that, they are in the Super Bowl for the first time since 1969, as they're trying to get their first title in that 50-year drought, and that would be their fourth title overall if they win it. Because remember, they were the AFL champions in 1962, 1966, and 1969 before they won Super Bowl. So, it's come down to this. My predictions for the Super Bowl. Now, of course, remember, when it was the Ravens and 49ers I predicted the 49ers would win because I thought they would do a good job shutting down Lamar, and of course, rematch and all. So, there's a lot of ways you can look at this. One thing I usually like to do is look at the previous matchup between these two. Last year in week 3 was the last time they played each other. The Chiefs won that, but of course, the teams are radically different. The Chiefs are honestly more balanced and better than they were last year, even though their offense is nowhere near as good. And the 49ers, of course, are significantly better than last time around. And of course, remember, that was the game Jimmy G got knocked out, and that's when the 49ers really fell apart after that. So the matchup, their previous match, is not really usable. And since they didn't play each other this year, and they don't play each other again until 2022, so this is pretty much all speculation then. But as I always do, I like to look up each team's matchup, and the main focus would be, of course, Chiefs offense against the 49ers defense. Because I have it looked up right here. The Chiefs have the 5th highest scoring offense in the league, and then the 49ers have the 8th best scoring defense in the league in terms of allowing points. So, pretty damn good. In fact, all their stats, both offense and defense, are in the top 10, so that's really good. But this matchup, I think, will go either way. Because we saw what the 49ers have done all season with that incredible front four, and we saw what they did to the Vikings and Packers in the playoffs. They could do that as well to the Chiefs. And of course, Mahomes does struggle when he plays a really good defense, as we've seen over these last 2 years of him being the starter, so the 49ers could definitely get pressure to him and slow him down and at Chiefs offense completely. But at the same time, we saw Mahomes this year in the playoffs when they were down 24-0 to the Texans, 10-0, 17-7 to the Titans. In matchups I thought, okay, the Chiefs are going to lose this one. They came back and not only won, they dominated after that. So, the Chiefs, it shows that even when they're down by quite a lot, they can still make the comeback and end up embarrassing you too at the end. So, but I think overall it can go either way. Now, with between the 49ers offense and the Chiefs defense, now the 49ers offense is actually higher scoring than the Chiefs. They have the second best offense in the league behind only the Ravens. And the Chiefs' defense is actually better by just 2 points compared to the 49ers. They're the 7th best defense. This advantage, though, I think is towards the Chiefs more, as the Chiefs' defense, as we said, as I just pointed out, is better than the 49ers, as crazy as that sounds in terms of stats. And more importantly, I don't think Jimmy G is going to handle the pressure very well. Although, maybe they'll run the ball like the Titans did, as they did against the Packers just yesterday, when the running back put up over, 200 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Jimmy G only threw 8 passes for like 68 yards. I mean, that might not be enough. You might have to pass a lot more against the Chiefs, especially when you go up against Mahomes or not. But I think the Chiefs are a favorite in that regard. But for the Chiefs to win, Mahomes needs to show up completely and not get slowed down at all by a really good defense. That's pretty much all they have to do, is just rely on Mahomes, and he could probably get the win single-handedly. For the 49ers, though, they got a lot of pressure on their end. The only way I could probably see him win is if it's 2 ways. One, which I think is more likely to happen, the game being low scoring, and they do a good job stopping Mahomes in the game. And just hope that they do just enough to, one, keep him from making like one final drive or whatever to maybe get the lead or win. Or maybe Jimmy G showing up enough to get the points need for them to win. Now, as much as I think they could shut down Mahomes sometimes, I don't think they're going to do it all the time, which they really need to, because as we saw, when Mahomes gets a chance, if you let him get the comeback chance, he will do it, and he will embarrass you afterwards. And I don't think the 49ers defense is going to do enough to stop Mahomes and the Chiefs completely. Or the other way the 49ers can win is if they go become an offensive shootout. If we can't stop Mahomes, we'll try and outscore them. And of course, if that happens, oh boy. Yeah, the 49ers have the better offense in terms of points, but come on. Jimmy G outpacing Patrick Mahomes, that probably won't happen unless they do just all running game, which even that's probably not going to be enough. I mean, 4 touchdowns yesterday, that was impressive, but are you going to be able to continue that into the Super Bowl? Not so sure about that. That's going to be quite difficult. So, I don't really see the 49ers shutting down the Chiefs completely, nor do I see them being able to outscore. But hey, remember that offensive shootout they had against the Saints back in December? That was impressive, but I don't think that's going to be happen easily again. And with thinking about all this, my prediction, I think I'm going to have to pick the Chiefs. But I would not be surprised either if the 49ers win it. And Chiefs, do not underestimate the 49ers. We underestimated them all year. And look, they made it all the way here. So don't underestimate them and take them seriously. But in the end, for me, I'm just glad that 2 long droughts are going to end. The Chiefs have not won a title in 50 years. That could possibly end. Or the 49ers, who haven't won a title in 25 years. It's nice to see one of them is going to end very soon. So, in the end, for me, I'll be happy regardless seeing 2 long droughts end very soon. So, in the end, who will it be? Will it be the Chiefs winning their first title since 1969 and their 4th overall? Or will it be the 49ers winning their first title since 1994 and their 6th title overall? I can't wait for Super Bowl 54, and good luck to both Chiefs and 49ers. And, of course, we'll get the rematch when the Chiefs visit the 49ers, as I mentioned, in 2022. And of course, too, remember, I have all the NFL videos all ready to go after Super Bowl. The NFL Projects 2019 season timeline, the championship drought video, which I've been working on for the last month. I got that all ready to go. Just need to wait for the final results for updates. And of course, my Super Bowl timeline video. Just need to see the results and write that down for the Super Bowl. And then that's all up. So tune in for all of that after the Super Bowl.